Very good morning, students. In the last class, we have completed manufacturing of sodium hydroxide by using Kastner-Kellner process or Kastner-Kellner cell. Today, we are discussing properties of sodium hydroxide and uses of sodium hydroxide. First one, student, properties. The sodium hydroxide is white solid with melting point 591 Kelvin. The sodium hydroxide is easily soluble in water, forms strong alkaline solution, that is strong basic solution, easily soluble in water. The sodium hydroxide is corrosive and slippery to touch. When 1 gram of sodium hydroxide is kept in your hand, we can cause burning sensation. We feel burning sensation because it is corrosive in nature and slippery to touch. In our laboratory it is available, student. The sodium hydroxide is deliquescent in nature because it absorbs moisture from atmosphere. Deliquescent means on its own the solid can be converted into liquid because it is absorbing moisture from atmosphere. For example, in a watch glass you can keep 10 grams of sodium hydroxide. Observe after 1 hour. The sodium hydroxide can be converted into liquid because even though the sodium hydroxide is solid, without adding water that can be converted to liquid, because the reason is the sodium hydroxide is deliquescent in nature. It absorbs moisture from atmosphere and can be converted into liquid. Next property, student. The sodium hydroxide solution at the surface react with the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It forms sodium carbonate. The sodium hydroxide solution, which is basic in nature, strong basic in nature, at the surface contains atmosphere which contains carbon dioxide. When carbon dioxide present at the surface of the beaker react with sodium hydroxide, it can form small amount of sodium carbonate plus water. In examination they will ask, when sodium hydroxide react with carbon dioxide, what are the products formed? Sodium carbonate plus water. Similarly, the sodium hydroxide react with carbon monoxide to form sodium formate, HCOO. HCONA. Very important point, student. In examination point of view, the twisted question is like this. What is the product formed on the surface of the beaker which contains NaCl solution, aqueous NaCl solution? Generally, on the surface of the beaker, carbon dioxide gas will be present. The carbon dioxide react with sodium hydroxide to form sodium carbonate and water. Next, student, uses of sodium hydroxide. It is used in the manufacture of soap, paper, artificial silk. Generally, in soap manufacturing we are using sodium hydroxide. Paper manufacturing and artificial silk we are using sodium hydroxide. In petroleum refining, sodium hydroxide is used. In the purification of bauxite, aluminum oxide dihydrate, we are using sodium hydroxide. White bauxite, red bauxite is there. In our syllabus it is not there. Then PU syllabus it is not there. Okay. Anyway, purification of bauxite also we are using sodium hydroxide. In textile industry also we are using sodium hydroxide. In the preparation of fats and oils also we are using sodium hydroxide. Remember, student, all these are memory based uses. In a competitive point of view, these are direct questions. Don't neglect, give more importance. With this, sodium hydroxide is completed. Some important compounds of the sodium is completed. Those are sodium carbonate, sodium bicarbonate, sodium chloride and sodium hydroxide. For each compound, preparation of that compound, properties of that compound and uses of that compound we are discussing. Okay, students, right? And next concept, student, biological importance of sodium and potassium. A typical 70 kg person contains 90 grams of sodium, 170 grams of potassium when compared to 5 grams of iron, 0.06 grams of copper. Here, the human body requires 5 grams of iron and 0.06 grams of copper. It is 70 kg person. Therefore, these 90 grams and 170 grams indicates importance of that elements in the biological functions of the human body. That is, a typical 70 kg person contains 90 grams of sodium and 170 grams of copper when compared to 5 grams of iron and 0.06 grams of copper. Remember the value, student, and copy this. Continuation, students. The biological importance of sodium and potassium, like calcium and magnesium, students, previously we are discussing similar points. First one, student, regarding sodium we are discussing. It is found in extracellular fluids present outside the surface of the cells. These ions are present in blood plasma and interstitial fluids which surrounds the cell. Generally, the cells are present inside the cell, intracellular fluids, outside the cell, extracellular fluids. Two types of fluids are present. Let us consider the cell is in the form of the circle. Inside the circle, intracellular fluids. Outside the circle, extracellular fluids. Here sodium is present in. It is found in extracellular fluids present outside the surface of the cells. These ions, that is sodium ions, are present in blood plasma and interstitial fluids which surrounds the cell, that is outside the cell. The sodium ions are present in extracellular fluids which are present outside the cell. Next one, student. These ions participate in the regulating flow of water across the cell membrane. These sodium ions always participate in regulating flow of water across the cell membrane. That is, to all the cells the water is flowing regularly or not. It can regulating the flow of water. For example, more water is flowing, that can reduce it. Less water is flowing across the cell, that can be increased. That is regulating flow of water. A regulator can use to increase and decrease speed of fan. Here also, the flow of water may be regulated by using sodium ions. The flow of water can be regulated by using sodium ions. Third one, student. These ions, that is sodium ions, participate in the transport of sugar and amino acids into cells. The cells requires energy by using sugar and amino acids. These sodium ions participate in the transport of sugar and amino acids into the cell. By using sodium ions, the sugar and amino acids transport into the cell, which can supply energy to the cell. These ions, that is sodium ions, are participate in the transmission of the nerve signal. That is, the information can be transported from one nerve to another nerve, which is known as nerve signal. For example, if you touch any hard substance, immediately you bounce back your hand. Why? Because that brain will give signal, immediately remove the hand. Why? Because that is so much hot. Similarly, when a snake you can observe with your naked eye, immediately you are running. Why? Because your brain will give signal, snake is there, you can run fastly. Your brain will give signal to your legs. Why? Because there is a transmission of nerve signal from one nerve to the another nerve. That is, these ions are participate in the transmission of nerve signal. Brain will give signal to leg, can run fastly, otherwise snake will come, like that. These are the biological functions of the sodium. First one, student, found in extracellular fluids present outside the surface of the cell, present in blood plasma and interstitial fluids which surround the cell. These ions participate in regulating flow of water across cell membrane. These ions participate in the transport of sugar and amino acids into cell. These ions participate in the transmission of the nerve signal to transfer the information from one neuron to another neuron, one part of organ to another organ. That is known as transmission of the nerve signals. Signals means information. Signals means information from one organ to the another organ. Copy this, student. Okay, more concentrated, student. Next continuation. Sodium ion are called extracellular cations because these ions are present extracellular fluids. Outside the cell, sodium ions are present, hence these ions are called extracellular cations. In examination they will ask, student, which of the following ion is called extracellular cation? First option Na+, second K+, third K+ and Na+, none of the above. Na+ is known as extracellular cation because these ions are present in the extracellular fluids outside the cell. The potassium ions are found in intracellular fluids present in the inside the surface of the cell. These ions are called intracellular cation. Whereas that sodium part is completed, student. Second biological function we are discussing potassium. These potassium ions are found in intracellular fluids which are present inside the surface of the cell, inside the cell. Hence these ions are called intracellular cation. Intracellular cation. Biological function, student. Potassium ions participate in the activation of enzymes. Different enzymes are present in the human body for different biological actions. These enzymes are activated by using potassium ions. These potassium ions also participate in the oxidation of glucose to produce product ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. Glucose oxidized to adenosine triphosphate in the presence of potassium ions. Therefore, in the conversion of glucose to adenosine triphosphate, potassium ions also participate. That is also biological function. Potassium ions participate in the transmission of nerve signals. In the transmission of the nerve signals. That is, just now we are discussing to transfer the information from one part of organ to the another part of organ. That is known as transmission of nerve signal. If you see any snake, immediately you will run because at the time your brain will give signal to your legs, run fast, otherwise snake will bite, like that. Potassium ions participate in the transmission of nerve signal from one nerve to the another nerve, one nerve to the another nerve. And this potassium plus is called intracellular cation. Already we are discussing. Next, both potassium and sodium ions are responsible for the transmission of nerve signal by using sodium-potassium pump mechanism. These are the biological functions of potassium. Previously we were discussing biological functions of sodium. In both biological functions, one common observation, one common biological function is there, that is transmission of nerve signals. Both sodium and potassium ions can cause transmission of nerve signal by using one mechanism that is known as sodium-potassium pump mechanism. Sodium-potassium pump mechanism. Copy this, student. Okay, more concentrated, student. Sodium-potassium pump mechanism. Entire theory part only, but very easy and very simple. Neatly we are discussing slowly, step by step. The sodium-potassium pump takes place in each and every cell of animal. This sodium-potassium pump mechanism can be used for the transmission of nerve signal from one neuron to the another neuron, one neuron to the another neuron. This mechanism can take place in each and every cell of animal, each and every cell of animal. Next one, let us consider it is a cell. Inside the cell, intracellular fluids are present. Outside the cell, extracellular fluids are present. That is, this dark circle is nothing but cell. Inside the dark circle, intracellular fluids are present. Outside the dark cell, that is extracellular fluids are present. The extracellular fluids contains more amount of Na+, less amount of K+. The intracellular fluids contains more amount of K+, less amount of Na+. In the introduction we are discussing, student, the extracellular fluids. The extracellular fluids contains Na plus ion. The intracellular fluids contains K plus ion. The concentration of sodium ions is more in the extracellular fluids than K plus ion, whereas the concentration of K plus ion is more than Na plus in the intracellular fluids. In both intra and extracellular fluids, both ions are present, but more highest amount of Na plus in extracellular fluids, highest amount of K plus in the intracellular fluids, that is inside. Extra, outside, intra, inside. Like that you remember, students. The Na plus ion is transferred from intracellular fluids to extracellular fluids with the help of carrier protein, student. The extracellular fluids contains only Na plus ion. If some amount of some concentration of Na plus is present, that is also transferred to the extracellular fluids. That is, the Na plus ion transferred from intracellular fluids to extracellular fluids, from inside to outside, with the help of carrier proteins, and K plus ion transferred from extracellular fluids into the intracellular fluids, that is from extracellular fluids to intracellular fluids, from outside to the inside, because the intracellular fluids contains only K plus ion. Because of any reason, some amount of K plus is present in extracellular fluids, that is also transferred into intracellular fluids. That is, the Na plus ion transferred from intracellular fluids to extracellular fluids with the help of carrier proteins, and Na plus ion transferred from extracellular fluids to intracellular fluids. Okay, students, Na plus from inside to outside, K plus from outside to inside. During this process, large number of Na plus ion pumps out of cell and small number of K plus ions pumps into cell. Large number of Na plus ion pumps out of the cell into extracellular fluids, and a small number of K plus ions pumps into the cell. Why? Because the sodium ions are having small size. If 10 ions went outside of the cell, one K plus ion enter into cell. Why? Because the size of the K plus is more than that of NaCl. If 10 Na plus ion is equal to 1 K plus ion. Due to this size difference, large number of Na plus ion pumps out of the cell and small number of K plus ion pumps into cell. But charge will be same. Size only different. K plus and Na plus. During this process, a charge will be different between inside the cell and outside the cell. Due to difference, large number of Na plus ions are present outside the cell, less number of K plus ions are inside the cell. Here more positive charge due to more Na plus. Here less positive charge because less K plus ions. Because more number of Na plus, more positive charge. Less number of K plus, less positive charge. There is a charge difference between outside the cell and inside the cell. Therefore, more positive charge outside the cell, less positive charge inside the cell. Due to charge difference, during this process, a charge difference will be observed. A charge will be different between inside and outside the cells. Due to this charge difference, electric potential is developed between inside and outside the cell. Here, highest positive charge outside the cell, less positive charge inside the cell. Less positive charge means more negative charge. Due to charge difference between outside and inside the cell, electric potential is developed between inside and outside the cell. This electric potential is responsible for the transmission of the nerve signal. Electric potential means electric current. That electric current, we know that flow of electrons, how much that information will be passed, how much fast the electrons are moving from one place to the other place. If we on the switch, immediately the bulb will glow because that much flow of speed electrons will be going. Here also electric potential is developed between inside and outside the cell. The electric potential is responsible for the transmission of the nerve signal. If we observe the snake immediately running because immediately electric potential is developed and responsible for the transmission of the nerve signal. Briefly once again student, the sodium potassium pump mechanism, it is theory part and very easy part. The sodium potassium pump takes place in each and every cell of animal. The extracellular fluids contains more amount of Na plus and less amount of K plus ion, whereas the intracellular fluids contains more amount of K plus ion, less amount of Na plus ion. Due to this difference in the Na plus and K plus ion concentration in the outside cell, inside the cell, the following phenomena will be takes place. The Na plus ion transferred from intracellular fluids to extracellular fluids with the help of carrier proteins, and the K plus ion transferred from extracellular fluids to intracellular fluids. During this process, large number of Na plus ions pumps out of the cell and small number of K plus ions pumps into the cell due to size difference between sodium and potassium. During this process, a charge will be different between inside and outside the cell. Due to charge difference, electric potential is developed between inside and outside the cell. This electric potential is responsible for the transmission of the nerve signal. Therefore, the sodium potassium pump mechanism can be used for the transmission of nerve signal from one neuron to the another neuron. The sodium and potassium ions both combinedly used in the transmission of the nerve signal. Copy this student. Last topic student, uses of alkali metals. Lithium is used to make alloys. With lead, lithium forms white metal used to make bearings for motor engines. The motor engines works based on bearings. The bearings are manufactured from white metal. White metal is a combination of or alloy of lead and lithium. Second one, with aluminium, it is used to make aircrafts. With aluminium, lithium used to make aircrafts. Lithium used in thermonuclear reactions and electrochemical cells. Every thermonuclear reactions involves lithium and electrochemical cells also involves lithium. Next, sodium student. Sodium used to make sodium lead alloy needed to make tetraethyl lead and tetramethyl lead. C2H5 4 times is known as tetraethyl lead. CH3 4 times tetramethyl lead. Sodium used to make sodium lead alloy needed to make tetraethyl lead, tetramethyl lead. These compounds used as anti-knocking agent for petrol, but nowadays lead-free petrol is used because lead is poisonous gas. We know that these compounds, that is tetraethyl lead, tetramethyl lead, used as anti-knocking agent for petrol. Generally, petrol causes some sound. The sound of the petrol vehicles reduced by using one substance that is known as anti-knocking agent. To reduce sound from the vehicles by using petrol, tetraethyl or tetramethyl lead is added. But this chemical nowadays we are not using. Instead of this, another chemical substance is used which does not having lead, because lead is a very poisonous substance. Once it can evolve into atmosphere, it can cause severe health problems. That's why, even though it is good knocking agent, good anti-knocking agent, this tetraethyl or tetramethyl lead is not used. Next one student. Liquid sodium used as coolant in nuclear reactors. We know that heavy water used as coolant in nuclear reactors. If that is not available, liquid sodium used as coolant in nuclear reactor. Potassium used in fertilizers. We know that potassium used in fertilizers. Potassium hydroxide used in the manufacture of soft soap. Potassium chloride used as fertilizers. Last one student. Cesium used in photoelectric cells. The alkali metals used in photoelectric cells, but best alkali metal used in photoelectric cells is cesium because of its lowest ionization energy. Next one student. Uses of alkaline earth metals. Beryllium copper alloy has high strength springs. Beryllium copper alloys can use to make or prepare high strength springs. Beryllium metal can be used in windows of X-ray tubes. The X-ray tubes windows can be manufactured by using beryllium. Magnesium aluminum alloy used in aircraft constructions. Aircraft constructions uses magnesium aluminum alloy. Copy this, student. Next is, student, magnesium aluminum alloy used in aircraft constructions. The aircraft materials made up of magnesium aluminum alloy. Next, fifth use, very important in examination point of view, that is a suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water called milk of magnesia used as antacid in medicine. Antacid in medicine. We know that suspension of calcium hydroxide in water is known as milk of lime, but suspension of magnesium hydroxide in water is called milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia. This magnesium hydroxide is having basic nature. Due to its basic nature, it can use it as antacid in medicine. Antacid in medicine. Right. Next one. Magnesium carbonate is an ingredient in toothpaste. The toothpaste contains ingredient magnesium carbonate. Calcium is used in the extraction of metals from oxides which are difficult to reduce with carbon. The calcium metal used in the extraction of metals from oxides which is difficult to reduce with carbon. The carbon does not reduces all the oxides into metals. In that cases, we are using calcium is used for the extraction of metals from oxides. Next one. Calcium, barium are used to remove air from vacuum tubes because of high reactivity with oxygen. We know that the calcium and barium are present in the second group. Down the group, the reactivity with oxygen will be increases. Hence, the calcium and barium can use to remove oxygen from the vacuum tubes and create vacuum tubes. Calcium and barium are used to remove air from vacuum tubes. Why? Because they can highly react with the oxygen molecule. Radium salts are used in radiotherapy. Radium used in the treatment of cancer. Radiotherapy means the procedure, the phenomenon that can be used to reduce treatment of cancer by using radium are known as radiotherapy. Radium is used in the treatment of cancer. Chemotherapy means by using chemicals the cancer will be reduced, that is known as chemotherapy. With this the uses of alkali metals as well as alkaline earth metals is completed. The deleted portion, 30% portion will be completed, student. Now we are discussing competitive questions based on alkali and alkaline earth metals in the next video, students. Copy this.